All right, well, it's time for our Spotlight on Business segment, and we're joined again by Bucky Beeman with Realty Growth, as we are every Wednesday. So, Bucky, thanks for being with us again this morning.
Jeremy.
Good morning to you. So, this week you bring us 3 more unique businesses across the area, and we wanted to start with one for some dog lovers, the Dog Paddle in Fountain, Minnesota.
Yes, so the Dog Paddle in Fountain, the owner is Kim Radke, and this is situated right as you come through Fountain. Some might remember it back in the day as a Mexican restaurant. And I got the opportunity to go there. I enjoyed some craft beer, a Bloody Mary. It's really cute on the inside. They got great names for all their drinks, including the Dog Bite Bloody Mary. And you can see that Kim has put a lot of love into just the atmosphere in here, the menu. It was busy when I was there. There's a food truck that sits outside. She's rotating this food truck, bringing in food from all over southeast Minnesota, and just a really fun environment.
Well, how cool. And yeah, like obviously a great place to take your dogs, you know, your 4-legged friends out there, and also those nice patio outdoor seating like we're seeing there in the video as well with your Dog Bite Bloody Mary. Love those dog related names. So so that's one of our businesses there in Fillmore County. We were saying before we came on that it's probably about 30-45 minute drive for Rochester residents to get to Fountain, Minnesota.
Yeah, so if you drive through Chatfield, then you'll come through Chatfield, up the hill, you'll get to Fountain.
Right.
And there's several businesses there in Fountain to go and support, including Karst Brewery, Beaver Bottom Saloon, and if you keep driving through to Preston, there's even more breweries, Trout City Brewery. So it's just a great area. I did it this weekend. Fun little drive.
Yeah, and I'm always like trying to find new places to explore, and maybe if you're new to town as well, looks like a really interesting business there in Fountain. So moving on back into Rochester, a Midwest Vintage Toys expanding now into downtown Rochester. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Midwest Vintage Toys was in collaboration with the Machine Shed, which is downtown. They had a small little storefront. They've just expanded to where Janky Gear, which was on a previous business spotlight, was. And now they have a great, as I walk in here, you can see it, a great amount of square footage. And they have toys ranging from G.I. Joes to Pokemon cards to comic books. If you have a collection sitting at home, they are more than open to having you bring it in, give you a value, and see if they can either help sell it or just give you that value so you know what you're sitting on with great toys that are in your closet.
Right, yeah, I see here you mentioned that they have things like Pokemon, G.I. Joe, Magic the Gathering, comic books, so much more there at Midwest Vintage Toys in downtown Rochester. And so really just a cool way to, like you said, maybe expand your collection and get some of those toys as well. And the owner, you actually spoke with him as well.
I did.
And I believe we have some sound from that we're going to play for you now.
If somebody has wants the value of a collection, they can bring it into us locally. They can also just text us photos of their collection right to our business number on Google. It'll go to 3 of us that are able to, depending on kind of what it is, we can take a look at it and express our interest on it and possible value.
Well, how cool is that? You know, you can just send a text, you know, I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that to, you know, maybe get an appraisal on your collection of vintage toys and collectible cards and whatever else they might have an interest in. So,
yeah, great business for downtown.
Really cool. So moving on now to Bull's Beer House. What can you tell us about that now in Elton Hills?
So it used to be Valentino's Pizza. It is a very comfortable environment. Again, beer on the menu, little small bites. I ended up getting some sliced potatoes. I also got some mushrooms. Very tasty, locally owned, and the owner, Bull, he's behind the bar along with his team. It's really comfortable in a fun pub environment here in Rochester.
Yeah, it looks really interesting there. So quickly, Bucky, anything else that you're going to have for us next week?
I am excited for Mill Creek, downtown Rochester. Some may remember it as Pesquero. I'll be in that business here and learning more about what they're bringing to downtown as well.
All right, Bucky Beeman, thanks as always for being with us, and we're going to be back with another check of your forecast after the break.